First at 4, new heartbreak for another family as an 8-year-old girl is shot to death. What police are saying right now about the circumstances. We'll have a live report, and Paula is doing something pretty special.
Hey Karen, saving a life is easier than you think. In fact, we are doing a pop-up CPR class right here on Wayne State University's campus. These stories and more are happening right now on Local 4 First at 4.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And we start with breaking news from Detroit's West Side. Police are investigating the deadly shooting of an 8-year-old girl. It happened just a few hours ago. The chief of police has been talking to reporters. Local 4's Megan Woods on the scene right now. What do we know so far, Megan?
Well, Karen, like you mentioned, this is a heartbreaking story. We're here on Hayden Street near Joy Road, where police have cleared the scene just 30 minutes ago. They're still working through specifics, but what we do know is a family, a neighborhood is now grieving the loss of an 8-year-old. Police say she was at home alone with her 10-year-old brother and an unsecured gun. That little girl was shot in the neck and shoulder. Investigators are still working to find out if she shot herself or was shot by her brother accidentally. It happened just before noon, and police tell us the two were at home alone with that unsecured gun. Their mother got home shortly after that incident. There's a fire station just a quarter mile away, and neighbors tell us they took her there to get help. EMS then took her to the hospital. Investigators are still sorting through the scene, but Chief James White says one thing is for sure: another innocent child was killed today.
Yes, we're going to do an investigation, and yes, we'll be able to likely close the case. But in reality, we're talking about an 8-year-old child, an 8-year-old child that won't get a chance to be a news reporter, police chief, or anyone else because of a tragic circumstance involving adults who didn't think enough to secure a weapon and leave 2 kids at home with it.
And tonight at 5, hear from those neighbors who stepped up, who tried to save her life and get her help. Live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
8 years old. All right. Thank you, Megan. We appreciate it. We'll check back with you tonight for hopefully some new information at 5. Well, we have been following a hazmat situation along I-94 over Macomb County. Sky 4 was over the scene at 94 and 12 Mile. State police say a semi-truck lost control, starting to slide and then hit a car. That set off a chain reaction involving 6 vehicles. The semi spilled more than 150 gallons of diesel fuel on the freeway, leading to a cleanup. Luckily, no one was hurt. Westbound I-94 was closed for hours. That side of the interstate just reopened about 30 minutes ago, so things are back to normal. Well, every week the state of Michigan sends us numbers on the new COVID-19 cases across the state. It gives us a little bit of a sense of what's happening with the virus. Today, the state is reporting more than 18,000 new cases in the past 7 days. That is higher than last week, when the number was pretty close to 16,000. Now remember, those numbers do not include home testing results that are not reported to the state. State also reporting 196 new virus-related deaths. Always a reminder, the virus can still be very serious and in some cases deadly. The North American International Auto Show ready to roll into the future and start new traditions in the Motor City. Mayor Mike Duggan stopped by the Huntington Place concourse today to check on all those preparations. Many of us are used to the auto show taking place in January, but that tradition ended in 2019. And then came COVID. Well, now organizers are all revved up for a show that will be spread all over the city. Media Day is tomorrow. President Joe Biden is also coming, so buckle up for new events and, of course, new cars. We'll have special live coverage of the charity preview Friday night. We sure hope you join Devin Skillion, Rhonda Walker, and many special guests for an hour of glitz and glamour in cars. That all starts at 7 o'clock this Friday. Well, fall is your favorite season. You're getting a little bit of a taste of what it's supposed to feel like. Sunshine and 70 isn't bad, but it's not here to stay. Kim Adams has our first forecast. Kim.
No, it is officially the last weekend of summer, and it is going to feel a lot like summer around here. In fact, the heart of summer this weekend with highs in the mid-80s. Right now, we're in the low to mid-70s. Not too bad out there under partly cloudy skies. We do have more clouds out to our west. We could see some of those build in here, but I think we're going to keep it dry for the rest of the evening. So if you are headed out to the Tiger game, there's going to be a few clouds. It will cool off, though, by the end of the game, so you will want to take along maybe a sweatshirt or a jacket. Your forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, it's been a rough day on Wall Street. Stocks took a tumble after the latest report on inflation, even though we'll show you some improvements. Right now, let's take a look at the board. And, Dow is down some 1,200 points at closing. Investors are worried that inflation still is not slowing down as much as they had hoped. Here are the numbers that had investors worried. Consumer prices were up 8.3% in August compared to a year ago. That was a smaller jump than we saw in July at 8.5%. But much of the drop was thanks to a sharp fall in gas prices. So if you take energy prices out of the mix, most other items still got more expensive. Another sign inflation is still affecting so many American households. Britain's Queen Elizabeth has made her final trip back to London as her coffin is flown from Scotland to the English capital. It's been another day of mourning and transition following the monarch's death last week. King Charles III made a quick visit to Ireland as he visits all the countries that make up the United Kingdom. Then the new king flew back to London for the arrival of his mother's coffin. Tomorrow it will travel from Buckingham Palace to the Houses of Parliament to lie in state for 4 days before Monday's state funeral. Staying alive, that is our theme song today as we really focus on teaching you how to perform hands-only CPR. Our Paula Tutman is live at Wayne State University where a pop-up event is underway. And Paula, I understand you've already had a lesson from a very special person.
Well, you know, Karen, I was due for a refresher, so who better to ask than my husband, Chief Johnny, don't call me Mr. Tutman, Menifee, of the Southfield Fire Department. Now, when I got ready for my refresher, I started to take off these clunky bracelets I always wear. He said, don't do it. You don't have time. You won't get that time back.
Center of the chest, clasp your hand or your wrist, either or, and then you're going to push and to beat about 100, 120.
It's called hands-only CPR, but is also sometimes referred to as sidewalk CPR. No special training required, just a willingness to get involved. And that's actually the biggest hurdle.
What we found is some people don't even want to get involved when they call. Family members, friends, people that are just driving by and they see someone unresponsive.
Statistics show only 46% of people are even willing to give CPR a shot. So that means more than half of people in cardiac arrest who could have better outcomes don't, because strangers and even loved ones refuse to attempt simple CPR. Let's change that today.
Some people like to sing Staying Alive. Some people might not remember that. And the new one is Baby Shark.
Chief Johnny Menifee and EMS coordinator Captain Melissa Medici of the Southfield Fire Department show how simple hands-only CPR is to perform. Number 1, call 911. Number 2, get involved, find your rhythm, and start pumping.
Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark.
Ha 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 ha. Staying alive, staying alive. Ha, or ha. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark. Those two earworm songs are hard to get out of your head, but could keep someone alive.
You're going to have to push deep, about 2 inches.
Listen, you're not going to hurt him.
No.
Right? He needs your help. Your hands actually become his heart. Right? You're going to start beating his heart by your hands.
You got to give the chest time to rise back up and then back down. And then and you just work on your pattern. Work on your pattern.
What about breaking bones? Couldn't I break a chest bone?
Yes. We can fix that. We can't fix someone that doesn't receive CPR.
You got to go deeper.
Baby shark. Right?
Nope, you gotta go deeper. You gotta go deeper. This could be me. This could be me.
Well, then I wouldn't care if my arms hurt.
You have to go deeper.
Well, see, now that's something that is pretty interesting. When you are emotionally connected to somebody, right, you can do CPR forever. When you come across somebody that you don't know and you're not emotionally connected to them, it's very taxing and it's very tiring.
Whether it's your aging parents or grandparents, a child or a loved one, the power of saving their life is literally in the palm of your hands. So why do you lock your elbows?
Well, you want to. I mean, you get depth. I mean, you'll be so inconsistent if you're just doing it. And
if you don't lock your elbows,
you're gonna be,
right? Then you're not really.
Oh, because you're going like you could be going like that instead of
because they go like this, right?
Okay. All right. Let's lock the elbows.
There you go.
There you go. That's some good CPR there.
Do you feel better now that I've learned CPR?
I feel a lot better. We can actually go camping now. I feel a lot better.
When do we camp?
I know.
We love to camp. We don't have time to camp, but Johnny makes a really great point. Michiganders love great outdoor spaces, but also secluded spaces. And if someone stops breathing, then you could be their lifeline, really, for a long amount of time. Very important to learn, but also keep in mind, Michigan has Good Samaritan laws. That means even if something did go wrong, someone can't come back and sue you. And so there's absolutely no reason at all to not learn how to do CPR and jump in, even if it's a stranger, to help save a life. We're here at Wayne State University with this pop-up class, and we'll be here for another hour or so if you're on campus. Please join us. But Karen, really, really important stuff. People have to jump in and get involved.
Your story helped too. I like that. The straight elbows, keeping it to the song, and actually going deeper, like Johnny said. So thank you, Paula.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. We'll check back later.
You bet.
Our State Alive event continues tonight at 5. Dr. McGeorge will join us with a survivor story. We're going to talk about the lessons from her CPR rescue. Then tonight at 6, what if it's a baby, maybe a child who needs CPR? Our Hank Winchester will be explaining what parents and caregivers need to know. We've also posted several resources online that can help you and your family get started if you want to get some CPR training. Just go to our website at clickondetroit.com.